C'est maintenant le moment pour moi de vous faire rapport des principaux dossiers qui ont
A time now for me to talk to you about the different issues that we've been dealing with. Michel and Jean talked to you about the excellent year that we had here in 2014. And the year 2014 has been an excellent year. We have looked at a number of important files, the updating of the strategic plan in the services sector, transition for integration of B2B bank, and now a growth strategy.
We'd also be interested in proper balance between growth and risk-taking for the business services sector. Of course, in all these cases, our board members' wealth and experience serves as an invaluable asset in the management of these files and enables us to make the most effective decisions in the best interests of the bank's stakeholders. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all of our directors for their contribution to the reflection of the group. I would also like to underline the excellent work of the board's 3 committees. They work really hard, and it's presided by Richard Bélanger, the Risk Management Committee chaired by Jean Bazin, or rather Michel Labonté, and the Human Resources and Corporate Governance Committee led by Jean Bazin. Thanks to all of you. This year, you'll also have seen that there was a first presentation from Ms. Susan Wober as our administrator. We're very pleased to have her now on our board. She was the president and CEO of the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, and she's now with, she was Equitas. So thank you very much for coming to our board. We're going to take advantage of your knowledge over the next few years, so it's a great acquisition for us. One of the board's principal areas of focus over the last while has been the selection of the individual to succeed Régent Robitaille. Next November it will have been 9 years. It goes very quickly, doesn't it, Régent? I won't repeat the figures that you mentioned. The balance sheet has more than doubled. No comment is necessary. We've benefited by an unprecedented growth. And for on shareholders' behalf, I don't want you to stay, but we do want to thank you before all our shareholders. And we're going to wish you a great retirement, but we do want to keep you till November 1st. We still have a lot of things to do together, and we'd like to thank you on behalf of all of the members of the board and all the shareholders here. Choosing the top executive in an organization like the bank is one of the most important, if not the most important, roles of the board of directors. This year, the board was very much aware of this, and we worked with Régent and the management team for many years to set up a succession plan that was solid for all the directors, for our CEO, but also for the other directors. So during the selection process, we used this basis, and the Human Resources and Corporate Government Committee validated this succession plan and identified both internal and external candidates. Our process was rigorous and comprehensive, and we used the necessary experts for this kind of process. We also wanted, at the end of the process, I forgot to say, this is very important, we're very much convinced that we chose the best candidate for this position and to direct our bank. We wanted to have a period of many different months between the selection of the future president and assumption of the position for a sound and smooth transition. This transition period is of the utmost importance for the board because the bank is a complex organization. There are many different stakeholders, shareholders, clients, what have you. So to start relations between a new CEO and these different stakeholders, recognizing the competencies of each, the board has once again was concerned with having a transition period, which we now have, and we have more than 6 months. So François Desjardins will be our next president and chief executive officer effective November 1st, 2015. It's a great honor for me to present him a little bit, even though you already all know him. He joined Laurentian Bank in 1991. and began his career within the branch network. This is really a good part, and eventually became part of the team that laid the foundations of our call center, which he subsequently went on to oversee for a number of years. In 2004, when he was just 33 years old, because people are going to want to know everything about you, he redefined the organization with the employment of effective strategies and enabled the organization to enjoy enviable growth and expansion. Under François' leadership, B2B Bank made 2 major acquisitions, MRS Companies and AGF Trust. You completed these in a very efficient way, these 2 mergers, and we are now in a growth period. You've doubled the size of its portfolios and you've become a Canadian leader in this field. In 2014, in the middle of the year, the board, with François' recommendation, allowed François to be entrusted with the mandate to head up the retail services. We worked a lot on this sector with him. François is a visionary and a highly rigorous manager who knows the organization perfectly. So the board, on behalf of all of us, we are convinced that François is the person who will best be able to develop the bank and to make it even more competitive. Our organization's business strategy and unique positionings serve to create long-term value for our shareholders, well diversified by sector and geographically and operating in very specific spheres of activity across Canada. Laurentian Bank has enormous potential. I would like to thank the members of our solid management team for their firm commitment to the bank. Rest assured that the board will continue to offer its full support during fiscal 2015. And I would also like to express my gratitude to all our employees on whom we can always count to maintain our clients' trust by fulfilling our mission of serving them with simplicity, proximity, and efficiency. And in conclusion, I'd like to thank our shareholders for their continued confidence. Needless to say, the board remains devoted to rigorously and effectively fulfilling the strategic role you have entrusted it with. And that's my conclusion on this year's events.